Tony Gonzalez was a Hall of Fame NFL player, and now he's part of an Emmy-nominated studio show, but the former tight end believes he left an NBA career on the table. Gonzalez joined the Dan Patrick Show on Monday morning to discuss Week 1 of the NFL season, and during the interview, the Thursday Night Football analyst was asked about his brief NBA career. More than 2 decades ago, Gonzalez played on the Miami Heat Summer League team, where he scored 3 points on 1-7 shooting, collecting 11 rebounds in 29 minutes over 2 games. But 3 points in 2 games against Summer League opponents were all Gonzalez needed to know he could have played in the NBA. People say, "You think you could have played in the NBA?" I'm like, after that experience, absolutely I could have played, Gonzalez said. I wouldn't have started, probably. 'Cause 1-7, I would have made that 3 or 4 for 7, and I still would have gotten those rebounds. So I would have worked myself, my jump shot would have been a little bit better. Gonzalez played for Miami's 2002 Summer League team while in the middle of a contract dispute with the Kansas City Chiefs. According to Gonzalez, he was limited to just 2 games because the Chiefs asked Miami not to play him too much, implying they planned to work out a contract to keep him in the NFL. Ultimately, he returned to the Chiefs and played another decade of football, but Gonzalez still believes he could have made a successful jump to the NBA. After playing with the Heat's Summer League team and being a 2-sport athlete at Cal, Patrick asked Gonzalez if he could envision having a career similar to Draymond Green's. And while Gonzalez wouldn't go that far, he reiterated that he could have had an impact. "I think I could have played," Gonzalez insisted. "There's no doubt about it. I know I could have won in the league and got you 8 to 10 rebounds a game and got you 8 to 10 points a game. There's no doubt in my mind, call me crazy. I could have done that." One person who wouldn't call Gonzalez crazy, however, is Pat Riley. Asked about Gonzalez's basketball potential more than a decade ago, Riley said the Hall of Fame NFL tight end could have been a 10-year pro in the NBA, adding that he was, at times, dominant in practice with Miami's Summer League team. It's hard to argue with Riley, one of the best head coaches and executives in NBA history. Maybe Gonzalez really could have carved out a successful NBA career. And who knows, perhaps he would be preparing to join Amazon's NBA coverage right now instead of beginning his 4th season with their Thursday Night Football studio show. Just don't ask Tony if he could have played baseball, too. The Miami Heat could reportedly be open to parting ways with 3 and D star Andrew Wiggins, with the Los Angeles Lakers earmarked as a destination. In light of the reports, for the Winds, Brian Kalbrowski floated a Lakers trade proposal that would see the team part with Rui Hachimura's expiring contract and either Gabe Vincent or Maxi Kleber to get their desired man, Wiggins. Lakers would receive Andrew Wiggins. Heat would receive Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, or Maxi Kleber. Kalbrowski's report noted that the Heat, who created a trade exception worth $16.8 million this offseason, wouldn't have to take back the full $28.2 million owed to Wiggins in the 2025-26 season, making a deal with the Lakers more straightforward. There are no one-to-one fits that would work for Wiggins in a trade between the Lakers and the Heat. But one centered around Rui Hachimura is probably the closest that Los Angeles can get to satisfy what Miami would need within the salary cap, he wrote. How the trade helps Lakers. Should the Lakers offer Hachimura, who is paid $18.2 million, they could get a deal done so long as they pair him with one more of their players on a medium-sized contract, he continued. That means that adding on expiring contract of Gabe Vincent, who has previously played for the Heat, or Maxi Kleber to Hachimura would all work to trade for Wiggins. As is well documented, the Lakers could open up to $60 million in cap space in 2026, and offloading the contracts of Hachimura and Vincent would be a start. Conversely, since both players are on expiring deals, the Heat may be interested in acquiring them, as they reportedly have ambitious plans of their own in 2026 and 2027. The Wiggins to LA rumors gathered steam following a report from NBA insider Mark Stein, who named the Warriors All-Star as the prototype player the Lakers were eyeing. The sort of player who is likely to interest the Lakers? My read, if Miami were to make him available, Andrew Wiggins, Stein wrote in his newsletter. Heat set high asking price. Wiggins, 30, will earn $28.2 million this season and holds a $30.2 million player option for 2026 to 27. I wouldn't have classified him as a potential purple and gold target before Doncic's long-term future was secured, but things are different now. So my sense is that the Lakers would have interest if the Heat, in coming weeks or months, decide to prioritize financial flexibility and look to reduce payroll. At the start of the NBA's free agency period, the Lakers were strongly linked to Wiggins as a potential trade target. However, the Lakers were unwilling to match the Heat's reported price of Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and a first-round pick. I've heard the asking price for Miami was pretty high, Boha said in a Q&A session via Basket News. We're talking basically everything or close to everything that the Lakers could offer from a top asset standpoint. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the Lakers are trading Rui, a first-rounder, and Dalton Knecht for Andrew Wiggins. It's not fair value. It's not a realistic trade. I think Miami's playing hardball, and we'll see if they soften their stance. Wiggins arrived in Miami as part of the Jimmy Butler trade ahead of last season's NBA trade deadline. In 17 games with the Heat, he averaged 19.0 points, for 0.2 rebounds and 3.3 assists on 46/36/73 shooting splits. The Miami Heat face an uncertain short-term future. After flipping five-time All-NBA small forward Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors at this season's trade deadline, the club handed the keys to its offense to first-time All-Star shooting guard Tyler Herro. Meanwhile, three-time All-Star big man Bam Adebayo had an uneven season, one that saw him shifted to a starting power forward role to accommodate double-double machine rookie Kel'el Ware at the 5 spot. In the modern game, Adebayo's lack of a jumper beyond the arc created some spacing issues after the move. This summer, the team saw longtime three-point marksman wing Duncan Robinson depart for the Detroit Pistons in a sign-and trade. Miami replaced some of his shooting with a trade for former LA Clippers scoring guard Norman Powell. According to Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald, the Heat's front office has been chatting about whether it wants to outright cut him. $24.9 million of his $26.6 million contract is already guaranteed, or retain him as potential trade fodder to include in a deal for a star player. The Heat are also apparently considering a reunion with their former 2020 first-round draft pick Precious Achiuwa, who most recently suited up for the New York Knicks last season. Complicating things further is the reality that Rozier remains under investigation for his involvement in an illegal gambling scheme. In March 2023, the NBA was alerted to unusual betting activity related to Terry Rozier's performance in a game between Charlotte and New Orleans, NBA spokesman Mike Bass said in a statement this past January, per Eric Richter of the New York Post. Rozier was still with the Hornets at the time. ESPN's David Purdom confirms that Rozier has yet to be officially cleared in the investigation. Depending on the nature of the infraction, the 6-foot, one-point guard faces a potential league ban, which was recently implemented against two-way big Jontay Porter. The Louisville product, 31, has been a major disappointment since arriving in Miami. He was averaging 23.2 points on .459/.358/.845 shooting splits and 6.6 assists prior to his 2024 midseason trade to the Heat from Charlotte. This past season, he averaged just 10.6 points on .391/.295/.852 shooting splits, 3.7 boards, 2.6 dimes, and 0.6 steals a night in 64 games. 23 starts. Another report that surfaced last week indicated that Miami had been angling to trade Rozier. The fact that the club is considering just waiving him now is a clear indicator that even his short-term fate on the team may be a bit more tenuous.